Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Haider Ali Matala and I am a student of Rehan School. Whenever I come here, I bring a new interview for all you. Today we have a very specialist guest with us, our remarkable personality who is transforming lives. Her name is Anuradha, who helps women heal from toxic relationship. Today we will explore her inspire life journey, her mission, and the powerful work she is doing to improve women. So, hello, first of all, could you please introduce yourself to the viewers?
Thank you. Thank you. Am I pronouncing your name right? Is that Haida? Haida? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm Anu. I'm a coach for relationships, especially for toxic relationships. I'm also a mother of three girls. So we have so many women in the family, females. So females' rights, treating them right is very important. So I want to set them the goal or the benchmark of knowing how it's to be treated as a woman in the society.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, my first question is how did you begin your journey as Daniki coach?
Okay, so I had to endure and experience my personal relationship, a toxic relationship, which I have suffered for years, decades, over decades. Um, And I had to get out of that first and understand what this journey was. So that is a personal journey. Let me start the coaching business to help other women because there's so many out there who are in difficult situations, who need help. And this journey is very difficult and there's no manual and you could be in different stages. It's a difficult journey.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question is what inspired you to work in healing and empowerment field?
I actually saw myself before and after from the toxic relationship, before how I was and what I did to escape or exit out, and then to heal, and after that rebuild a life and rise. When I saw that, I picture myself to how I was before to how I am now. So that's what really inspired me to help other women because they all deserve to be in their authentic self, not the suffering self. Everyone, men, women, both, they deserve to be happy. So that's what really inspired me.
Okay. So, ma'am, my next question is was your decision influenced by personal experience or someone close to you?
I think both, Haida. It's more my personal experience. Plus, I come from a generation, I come from a family. I was born to a family and then I was married to another family. Both families, they have a lot of generational trauma. So it's my personal experience plus watching other women within the family going through very difficult experiences. Some of them aren't with us at the moment. They have actually left their life. They passed away because of the intensity. So it's both, I guess.
Okay. So, my next question is what, in your view, break people the most in toxic relationship?
Come up with that again. Can you come up with the question again? The
Okay. Ma'am, my question is what, in your view, break people the most in toxic relationship?
what you're asking is why people get into toxic relationships, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think the easy or the brief answer to that is everyone born into families, right? You're born into a family. I'm born into a family. We get, when we come as babies, 0 to 7 years or 0 to 6 years, we're with our parents. And then that's the time we need a lot of help, right?
Yeah.
That's the time we get programmed with so many things by our teachers, grandparents, by our parents. So that's called conditioning. That conditioning lead you to become something conditioned,
Yeah.
not your true self. And that cause wounds for some people, not for everybody, but for some people. Those wounds aren't getting healed because we don't know. We don't even know because you can't see it's inside. And when we go as teenagers and maybe 20 and 30 into the society, marry someone, that's where those people trigger us so much. So it's mostly our wounds, childhood wounds, are the ones we attract the toxic relationships, because we go and attract someone with the same kind of wounds. It's like likes attracts likes, law of attraction.
Okay, ma'am. My next question is, how can someone identify that are in toxic relationship?
There's so many red flags, Haida. We call it red flags because people tend to miss them. Like in my examples, I miss them because I don't know. A lot of people, men, women, they don't know. Those are things like if you're being controlled for every single thing, financially, even psychologically. If you feel like you're unsure, like you're walking on eggshells, you're not sure what to do, and you're being abused verbally, physically, financially, by controlling the money, psychologically. There's so many different words like called gaslighting. Gaslighting means they say something that you have done, but it's not actually happened. They're actually saying that it's happened. And you tend to get confused because you know it didn't happen, but they're saying it happened. That really confuses your brain. And there's things called projection. They project you, they actually blame you for things that you haven't done, and they shame you. Those are called, there's so many red flags, but we tend to kind of dismiss them, or we don't know. And what happens is it's not always like that in toxic relationships. That's why a lot of men and women can get confused. It's like a cycle. There's a period you have all that, and there's a come another stage where they love you so much, so your mind compensating for what happened before, and you're actually kind of forgetting it, and then again happening, then again. It's called love bomb, abuse, love bomb. So it's a very confusing cycle. That's why lots of people don't even know they're in a toxic relationship. It's not like something you can and go and say, well, it's not like a headache to diagnose. The only time if you talk to a doctor or a psychologist or someone, then they will help you to identify what kind of a relationship you're in, or with a life coach.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is, what are the most common sign of emotional abuse?
Mm. Um, Control. Common ones are ones I mentioned, like gaslighting. It's not something that they hit you or come after you for physical damage. It's something they say. And the other one is projection. They project onto you of what they feel, and then you get really like you get really worried because that's not something that you were expecting. And there's something else called there's a gaslighting, projection, and blame shifting. So if something goes wrong, it's always going to be your fault. No matter how you explain, it's always going to be your fault. So those are like the main kind of ones that happens. Emotional abuse is very subtle. It's very quiet, and it can happen during every single day without even you realizing it. The most common way of knowing is you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel free, you're not happy at all, you're scared, you don't know what to say, and you hold on to words because you're not sure if that's going to cause an argument to keep the peace. So that's like not normal, right?
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is what is the first step in healing journey?
First step in healing journey is the first thing before you even start any modality is to getting out of the environment that made you sick, which means getting out of the relationship, getting out of the house, if it's family members or something. Getting out is the number one because you can't heal in a place that made you sick. That's number one. Number two is once you get out, you give yourself enough grace and credit for leaving that relationship, no matter how imperfect it could be. A very small place that you can't even afford, but it's still, that's fine. You really need to give yourself and you need to self-care for a lot, and then only you start doing healing. It's things like inner child healing. There's so many modalities out there. There's meditation, there's breath work, energy healing, um, chakra healing, reiki. There's so many out there. But before all of that, those things will come and settle your energy. But the number one thing is like a garden. If there's a weed, you need to pull them out, right? Before you plant new things. So your weed is your childhood programming from your parents. So those weed need to come out as number three. And then only you start doing all those modalities to balance your energy and plant new flowers. That's your new life. The weeds has to come out. That's very important.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is how do you think is social pressure affect healing?
There is a very significant amount of social pressure, Haida. That's a really good question. I can give you in my example. I have three children and three girls, and I had to leave a relationship over to like about 19, 20 years old. So that's a long-term relationship. And the social pressure is you're getting you get different kinds of views and things from people. Why did you not work it out, or why did you not stay until those kind of questions? But you know, as a person, what you tried and what you not, and what worked and what didn't. And that's a long time to be under abuse, right? And you have to love yourself more than what you care for what other people are thinking and saying, because if you put yourself first, social pressure becomes nothing. You have to love yourself, care for yourself before you care for what other people are saying. That becomes smaller.
Okay, ma'am. My next question is why do men lack the most self-worth, boundaries, or awareness?
But can you come up with that? Can you come up with that again? Why do we?
Why do women lack the most self-worth, boundaries, or awareness?
That's a really good question. I like that. I think I'll tell you why. This is what I think. You know, in the society, there is always men, women. It's like difference, especially in cultures, but not everywhere, but some cultures. Some cultures feel women are to bear kids, cook in the kitchen, and do chores, look after children. And because of that, the way parents bring up female daughters is different to the way they bring up their sons. The daughters are being conditioned into doing things that you have to listen to your father. You can't do this. You don't do this. You can't say this. You have to. Those kind of conditioning actually take away your self-worth because you're not being treated for who you are. You're being told something that you're not. And that's why women lack the self esteem, and they're also being more trained to, like, it's like, give more. It's even in a relationship, they're being trained to give more. So the word is not power, more care and everything to the man in a way that they're not reciprocated by the man. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
they're giving more care to the man, but doesn't matter whether the man return that or not, which is not the right way. You have to be trained to get it equally, right?
yeah.
At the end of the day, men, women, equal species. So in one, sorry, equal genders in one species. So it's just something comes from generational conditioning. That's why they, but now a lot of women are being very aware of this. They're breaking this. Even when they become aware of it, they are actually making lots of self care, boundaries, self worth, self esteem. They're rebuilding it now.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is how does emotional stability affect woman life?
A lot depends on if you are single or if you have one child or multiple kids, depending on what stage you are when you leave a toxic relationship or when you are in the toxic relationship. Emotional stability is a big part, Haida, because it's not something you can go into Harvard or Oxford to get out of as a degree. It's not something you can buy from the shops. It's not something you can learn through a degree. It's something you develop inside. And trust me, no one has the formula to everybody or to your emotional intelligence other than you. So that affects in every single scenario that I gave you, because that emotional intelligence lacking is the first step that why you were in the relationship for all these years. And that intelligence comes after you leave and heal. And while you're in the journey, you have a new awareness. That's called awareness, a new level of awareness to what's happening around you. And that's how it slowly develops.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is what does empower your soul, transform your life mean to you?
I think when you empower yourself, that's when you can really make a difference, because you and I, we're in human forms, right? But we both have a soul. We can't see it now. You are connected to your soul, and I'm connected to my soul. What's happening here in the world is human form, human, and their own soul. There's a disconnection. The disconnection is from this childhood conditioning and all the beliefs in the society and everything. So you may not be 100% in a line with your soul. That's why you have been into all these trauma, all these relationships and everything. But once you empower yourself, that's the way you can truly shed all these. It's like an onion. You can peel and shed all these things that condition you, that programmed you. And finally, you can get into the soul, because soul is inside that. It's like the onion. You have to get inside there to meet the soul. And that's where you are in alignment and you're living like the true, authentic life. That's through empowerment. And you have to do that. If anybody doesn't understand that, or if they don't realize it, it's no point even explaining, because it's very much of something that you have to have it in your understanding. Otherwise, you never get into your true alignment with the soul. You're always separated or you're always distant. And that creates a lot of dissonance.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is how can someone rebuild their life from zero?
How can someone?
How can someone rebuild their life zero?
Oh, very hard. I've done that. But you can do that. It's
Yeah,
very hard,
yes.
but you can do that. So I will always encourage anybody to do it because it's always worth than staying inside a house full of abuse and that you're not happy. Because when you rebuild, of course, there's financial pressure. There's children. In my case, I had to go through a legal battle with their father for nearly 4 years, nearly 5 years, 4.5 years. So many challenges come along the way, but you find strength. You find new friends, new supporters to help you, guide you. Universe send them all of these people along your way. But it's a journey that only you can take and figure out what's happening, and then through that you can come out of it very stronger. One thing for sure is you come out of stronger than ever, like than before, like your strongest version.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is what is the best way to distance yourself from negative people?
I think the best way, because we can't eliminate negative people, they're always going to be around you. There's the best way is having self awareness of who you are and what you think, and also understanding what they say is not what's going to affect us. It's the way we analyze it in our head. It's not what they say that's affecting us. What's affecting is how we analyzing it. So if we can adjust that part, we can work our way, navigate our way with the difficult people with a lot of discernment. Not that what I'm saying is go and put yourself into toxic, negative, two different, right? Toxicity, negative, we find negative people every single day, right? They're there everywhere. Getting out of toxicity and how managing negative things are two different. It's through discernment. You have to have a lot of self awareness and self respect, because a lot of negative things are not something you need to put up. And if you find that is too much, you have to put your boundaries and you remove yourself out.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is what do you focus on first during your coaching session?
Um, so in a coaching session, what I first focus on, is that what you're asking? Getting to know them, and what is what exactly, like connecting with them, because those human interaction, connecting and understanding, um exactly the gives you like a bigger picture. The first session is very important because that's where you get to know about the person, what they like, even the colors they like, what they don't like, little things, very important information, because then only you can build a good relationship. And you can't get into a healing on the first session. You have to kind of understand what happened, what exactly, where they come from and all that. It's more like getting to know of the situation and their story. It's a foundational call.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is how would you describe how would you describe a strong, healed and empowered man?
I would say if someone has reached that level, they know they're happy, they're content, they're in solitude. They don't, if it's a woman or a man, then they stop seeking validation from other people. They stop looking outside for happiness because it's all within themselves. They stop getting confused or getting it. No, the most important thing is they're not actually entertaining any negativity or toxic relationships. They value their energy, they value their time. Two things, not the money. Before they might have valued money, but once they know at that level, their energy and their time are the most important things, the most important currency. They only give it to the people who uplift them. They only watch things that uplift them. They only eat food that nourish them. They listen to music that uplift them. And they have a lot of gratitude for everything, every little single thing in their life. So that's what I would probably say.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question is where do you see yourself and your mission in the next 5 years?
I want the, it's not specialized for just women. I would probably say for men and women, because they're both suffering in this situation. It's not just women always being attacked by men. It's both. My mission is to bring back the harmony between the masculine and the feminine, men and women, because hidden million billion years ago in on the earth, planet Earth, this was there before in a different era, like called Lemuria, Atlantis, like a very long civilization before. It was there. It's not that it was never there. This is not a new thing. What happened was so many things came and things got different. People, distortions, everything came, and people, DNA changed, DNA got modified. And that's why now men and women are in conflict. My mission, or Deneki mission, is to reinstate that, to have that, bring the harmony back where man becomes the protector, woman becomes intuitive feminine, man becomes the masculine, he is the protector. So that harmony, there's no conflict. It's beautiful. And that family of that man and that woman, they birth the most beautiful family to the world, that's like a kingdom. And that's what's lacking in the society now.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my last question is what final message would you like to give to our viewers today?
Final message is always, I think, try and be more alignment to your soul. I think that is the most, I think, in a simple way to say, happy place to be, because you don't you're not waiting, you don't want other people's approvals, or you're not seeking anything. Always, that's a good place to be, Haida, because you're happy and you don't need other people to make you happy, because then you don't ask for your partner to make you happy, or your mother or your father. If you find a way to be more aligned to your soul, you find that true alignment. It's a very peaceful place to be.
Okay, thank you so much, Anuradha, for sharing your wisdom, your story, and your mission with us. Your words will surely help many people who are struggling and looking for healing, strength, and direction. To our viewers, if you learned something valuable today, make sure to like, share, and follow. Stay connected for more inspiring interviews. This is Hyder Ali Himatullah signing off. Mm, see you in the next interview. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye.